Hello! Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna see whether there's anything I can do to improve my internet connection today, which I don't think so because I'm 4G in it. So today we're talking about scheduling for success. The lovely Emma asked some questions about it today, and it was one that I had planned anyway, so I was like, yay, this is so good. It's like the universe is telling us all that we need to learn to schedule. So let me know when you are here. We will get stuck in right away because I've got some epic stuff to cover with you guys all around client blocking, around how you can schedule the working in your business versus working on your business, and some really good ways to just set you up for 2017. So when you're here, let me know, because I'm like whoop 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 all over 2017 at the moment. I think we've got Rebecca and Lorraine and Holly. Yay, it flashes up and it tells me I'm not just stalking you guys. Yay, Lorraine's here. Good morning, Holly. And Susie's here as well. So today, scheduling for success. Yes, I have brought a Kate Spade notepad with me, and I've got some notes because I'm addicted to Kate Spade. So I can't travel anywhere without a notebook now. But today, scheduling for success, I'm epically excited about it. And normally we do these kinds of scheduling and goal setting calls fairly often in FFE. So if you haven't made one before, don't worry about it. You'll see us pop up with them every so often. And the reason is that scheduling and goal setting is just so important for growing your business. And so every time I'm always like, who actually schedules in their business? Like, if you're really honest, are you somebody who has a schedule and sticks to it? Are you somebody that has a schedule because it looks great on your Google Calendar but probably doesn't schedule? Or are you somebody who's just like, woohoo! And your business is kind of like all over the show? Totally fine, whichever, we're not judging. But it's really good for me to know where everybody is. So let me know. Rebecca, I'm in and out and have two very excited 9-year-old girls on a play date. Total chaos. I love that hashtag. So let me know where you are. Are you a scheduler? Are you somebody that loves to schedule but struggles with implementation? Are you somebody who schedules and sticks to it? Or are you somebody who's like, I don't schedule ever and I really resent it? Because let's face it, there are some people who just don't enjoy scheduling. If you're somebody who feels like you work in terms of the flow that you're in, so in terms of spontaneous inspiration and things like that, then scheduling, you might be thinking, scheduling can't work for me, but it really can, I promise. And I've got some epic ideas in 2017 to convert everybody. So even if you're not a traditional scheduler, I've got you covered. Like, I'm here, I've got it for 2017. I love it. Hey Cynthia, hello my love, how are you? Happy New Year. Rebecca, I have a schedule, reform project manager, so in my DNA. I love that. Yay! Organised peeps to the rescue. I know that Susie is also coming from that school of thought as well. So we've got Holly. There's Max. Max! 1 second. There we go. Make the dog be quiet. So I know that Susie is a bit of a scheduler as well, so we're all coming from that same school of thought. Awesome. So, scheduling for success. What does that actually look like? Maxie, come and sit with me. Good boy. Doesn't like strange houses and strange noises, do you? You're being silly. Okay, so Holly needs to schedule and struggles with it. Fine. So I have come up with, and I'm going to say it's probably my most genius idea of 2017. Even though it's only like day 5 of 2017, I'm gonna hit with this big promise, and I'm going to say that I have finally hit upon a scheduling tool or formula that you can use, that anybody can use in their business, regardless of whether you are somebody who works from inspiration striking and all that kind of good stuff, or whether you are somebody who works from calendars and really likes to see a visual representation. We're going to cover it so that it works for you regardless of who you are and how you operate. So, without further ado, the perfect schedule. I'm so excited about it, seriously. I've been sat there today thinking, how can I make this work? And I'm like, this is how I'm going to do it. So scheduling for success requires a few different things. And the first thing that we have to do really is actually reframe the way that we think about scheduling, okay? And I love this because just seen Lorraine's comment pop up. Love writing plans, hate sticking to them. Love spontaneity, hate pressure of being told what to do. That even came up in the EFT with Diana last night. Diana's amazing. But yeah, so hopefully this formula is designed for people who actually do love the spontaneous stuff and who do love the traditional planning stuff, but so that you can take action on it, alright? So firstly, what I want you to do is I want you to reframe or think about how you perceive scheduling in the first place, okay? So when someone says to you, have you got a schedule or have you got a plan? What are your honest thoughts about it? Like, how do you feel when someone says, oh, you've got to get a schedule? Or how do you feel about planning? Or how do you feel about scheduling? What are your honest, first thoughts about having a schedule or having a clear plan? Like, how does it make you feel? Because this is actually really important in terms of then being able to implement and actually stick to a schedule. So Rebecca's like, I love it. Yes, die-hard scheduler in the room. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That makes me happy. What else do people think? What's your first thought? If somebody says to you, you've got to get a plan. Do you have a schedule? How do you schedule? How do you plan? What are your first thoughts on it? And for Rebecca, why do you love it? Why do you love planning? Why do you love scheduling? I do too, so I'm like, I'm totally with you over there on the geek schedule train. Like, Holly, yeah, I know it's good for my success. Yep, absolutely. I think the key words that tend to come up from clients are always that, and shout yes if you think I'm right here, but people are always saying to me, I feel restricted. Or I feel like I'm being told what to do, or I feel like there's no flexibility, or, I feel like I'm not going to be able to just work in ease and flow because everything's scheduled, and what if inspiration doesn't come on time with the schedule, right? Lorraine, makes me feel organised, but I now know that I waste so much time writing pretty plans, now I'm spending time on connections instead. That's really good, okay? Restricted is a good word, yeah. Exactly, and it's the same with anything, and for those of you guys who are working in the health space, you'll know this more than anyone. When we feel restricted, or when we're told that we have to do something, or that we can't have something, people who are on diets, for example, some people really hate the word diet because it makes them feel restricted. It's like, oh, well, if you tell me I can't have something, I'm going to shoot right out there and have it anyway just to prove that I can, okay? It makes us feel like we're kind of not really able or in charge of our own lives, right? Rebecca, I love feeling organised and knowing what I should be doing. It helps me keep on track and pull my focus back. I rebelled for the first year in business. That's really common, but I hated the chaos of not having a plan, was not getting much done. Exactly. So what I want you to do first off is I want you to write down, so if you've got pen and paper, write down the first 3 words that kind of pop into your head when you think about scheduling, all right? Because we are doing this, we're going to be action-based today. I'm sorry, I've got too much energy today for everyone to just be listening. So, pen and paper, or phone, laptop, whatever, and write down the first 3 words that come into your mind when you think about scheduling, whether that's restricted, whether you think that's organised, happy, tough to implement, like whatever you want. But the first 3 words. And I want you to also look at the periods in your life or in your business when you have planned for something, when you've organised something, and the difference in results from when you've planned something and organised it and when you haven't. So when you have followed a clear plan and strategy and when you haven't followed a clear plan and strategy, what has happened? And you can think about this. I love it. Lorraine's like Sharpie's notebooks lists. Kate Spade notebooks. But yeah, so you can think about it like anything as simple as going to the supermarket. Like, what happens when you go to the supermarket without a plan? Are you like me and you go to the supermarket, you end up being really hungry, so you buy everything that's on the shelf, you actually spend more than you probably would have spent? Or are you somebody who When you don't have a plan, you're like, yeah, absolutely, I'm rocking it. Like, I go to the supermarket, I buy everything that I need, and it's totally fine and on budget. Yeah? So think about it in practical terms. Rebecca, pretty notepad, fun and organised. Yes. See, everyone's like, Kate Spade notepads. This is what the universe is telling me. I need more. Fine. So, when we start thinking about it, and we start thinking about how successful we are, it's usually in a direct correlation to the work that we're putting in, okay? And I don't think there's anyone that would disagree with that. In order to do anything successfully in life, you need to take consistent action. So whether that's learning to drive a car and practicing consistently, or whether that's making sales in your business and having a clear plan around how to do that and taking action that's going to help you get more clients, build your list, make money, etc., you're going to actually find out whether or not you start to lose or make money. Exactly, Lorraine. When I wrote a sales page with a template, I got 11 sign-ups. When I wing it and write without a clear plan, I didn't get the sales. And that's a really important note, right? When we have a plan for something, in our mind, we're already saying we know what we're doing. We're reinforcing that belief in our mind that we're like, right, okay, I've got a plan, I'm going to follow the plan, and then I'm going to get the result I want. If we don't have a plan, we're saying in our mind, that's a nice idea. That's something I'd kind of like to do, but it's not necessarily integral or supremely important at this time. And what that means is that your message energetically to the universe, or whether you believe in the universe or not, is, I'd sort of like to do that, but I'm sort of like not bothered. Yeah? And when you have a plan, your message clearly energetically is, have a plan, this is going to happen, I'm going to get these results, right? Holly, I have a ton of pretty stuff, just not sure how to use it all efficiently. Don't worry, this isn't even about pretty stuff. You can do this literally with one bit of paper. Beth, Lorraine, you sound just like me. I have the same issues. Exactly. So, what I want you to think about is not scheduling your time in terms of your Google Calendar. And previously, I've been very, very set on, schedule specific times. And I'm still going to talk about this, by the way, so you might still want your Google Calendar. But I'm not going to be talking about it so much in terms of Monday at this time, you're going to do this. Because it doesn't work for everyone in this group. And that's fine. So what I'm thinking about is how we can make this work for everyone. And when I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was like, right, okay, how can this work for everybody from busy mum to, entrepreneur like me just with a dog? And I was thinking about it, I was like, the things that I really do in my business are based on very specific activities. They're not based on me waking up at 7 a.m. on a Monday morning and knowing that at 9 a.m. I'm going to write a blog, and that at 12 noon I'm going to have lunch and this time, even though that's how I like to put it in my calendar. Because I'm somebody who is like, great, if there is a calendar in front of me and there's a bunch of stuff on there, I'm just going to do that all day long. But if you're not like that, you don't have to be. What I want you to think about instead is time blocking, okay? Now, even though that sounds like I'm going to be like, right, okay, you have to do this at this time, it's not, okay? I want you to be thinking about actually being flexible with your goals, okay? I love it, Lorraine. I want a life without rules. This is going to be perfect for you, okay? So, if anybody has read The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, if you haven't, read it. It's amazing. You will love it. It will change your life. Absolutely changed my life and business. You will know that there is such thing as linear time, which is what we're in, in 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, etc. And then there's this theory around time that actually you can create it and you can manipulate it to do and fit in pretty much whatever you want. And that's what I'm talking about here with scheduling for success, okay? So when I'm talking about scheduling for success, what I want you to be thinking about is the tasks that you need to do in your business in order to achieve the goals that you want to hit, all right? Now, what I mean by that is that I spend my time focusing on very, very specific tasks in my business because I know that they generate revenue. And that ultimately is, as mercenary as it may sound, even with all the other things I want my business to do. So even with the fact that I want to make a massive impact in the world, even with the fact that I want to help a lot of people, even with the fact that I, donate a lot of money to charity, etc., etc., ultimately my business has to make money. So I have to focus my time on activities that are going to help me make money, whether they indirectly generate revenue or whether they directly generate revenue. And this is what I mean by scheduling for success. So what we're going to be looking at today are the things that you need to do in your business in order to generate more revenue, and that you actually keep your focus on them long enough that they work. But here's where the big brainwave comes in. But you can do them as flexibly as you want, right? You can do them whenever you want. If you want to do them on a Monday, you can. If you want to do them on a Saturday, you can. You can do them whenever and however, but you need to have dedicated slots of time for these particular things, okay? And hopefully, with that, we're going to give everybody the exact flexibility they need to make sure that you really do schedule for success. So, the first thing I want to talk about, and this is an interesting one that came up in the group earlier, is around client blocking. Now, that doesn't mean that you just ignore your clients, which is what I realised it kind of sounded like after I said it. But what it actually means is blocking out specific days in your business where you only work with clients, so where you only deliver to clients. Now, for me, that was an absolute game changer in my business. The reason being that beforehand, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, I'll work with that client on 7 a.m. on a Monday morning because they're in, Australia or wherever. And then I'm going to work with that client on 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night because, that's fine. And then Wednesday at, whatever time in the morning. And it just didn't work, because what was happening was that I was doing this thing where I was delivering to these clients and trying to be really on form for these clients. But the rest of the time I was context switching and losing a lot of the time where I was working on my business rather than in it. So that meant my clients were getting all these epic brain waves and things like that from me. And when I came back and I sat down, I was looking at my own business and thinking, I need some ideas and I need to make things work. I was just like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing. So you need to be blocking out clear client time. Now, whether that's you take client calls on Wednesdays and Thursdays and the rest of the days you do email support, or whether it's you work with clients Monday to Thursday and Fridays you do email support, it doesn't matter. But I want you right now, if you are working one-on-one with clients, or even if you only do group programs, to schedule in specific days of the week where you just work with clients. Now, that's going to do two things. It's going to help your brain, because your brain ultimately is not going to be overworked and stressed. You're not going to be losing tons of time or brain energy on trying to switch between tasks, like trying to go from marketing and Facebook ads to suddenly talking to your clients to doing anything else. And it's also going to really help set your clients up in the right way, because ultimately your clients need you to be in client-driven mode, client delivery mode, all of the time that you're with them, and not kind of thinking in the back of your mind, oh my God, did I set go on that Facebook ad campaign, or, did I write that blog, or when am I going to get time to do this, So they need you to be in full-on client delivery mode. So I want you to pick those two things now, and ideally you do want your client blocking time to stay the same every week. The reason being is that then every week you can say to your clients, well, you need to book a call on either Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, or however that looks for you. And it stays every week. Exactly, Lorraine. And dedicated time for family, partner, fun, adventure too. Book the work around the important stuff. Exactly. And this is the best bit about this system, is that it really will help you build your business around the life you want rather than the other way around. So block out that time for your clients. And there are two reasons. So the first reason is that it's great for your clients because you're going to have the brain power to be with them and you're going to be completely in that. And the second thing is that actually it's really good for your clients to have boundaries, because what can happen, especially in a coaching industry where we're service-based, where we're really trying to help people all of the time, is that we can actually become quite burnt out very quickly, especially as coaches, because you're supporting people at a very, very deep level on some occasions. It doesn't matter what you're teaching, whether you're teaching marketing, whether you're teaching weight loss, nutrition, whether you're teaching relationships or coaching through these kinds of things. It's actually it's emotional work, it's emotionally driven. And what can happen is that you can end up getting a ton of messages, and you can get people who, clients who want to be talking to you all of the time. Now, whilst that's lovely, and whilst you will want to help them, you actually can't, because setting boundaries with those clients is key for their benefit, because it helps them become self-sufficient and independent, learning independently and being able to self-motivate. And it also helps you set clear boundaries in your business, which means that when you want to go away for a week, or when you want to, spend weekends with your family, you're not constantly thinking, oh God, I've got to check in on that client, or I've got to go and answer this message, or I've got to go and do X, Y, Z. So really be firm about that client blocking, what access do clients get to you, and when. Okay, so for me, for example, I used to be very set on, I will work with clients on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then every other day of the week they get email support within 24 hours. So I will answer their email within 24 hours. And that's what I used to say to everybody, and still do. If somebody signs up for an intensive with me and things like that, I'm like, this is when I'm available, this is when your email support is. Weekends, I'm not here. Goes for anybody, right? So think about client blocking. Then I want you to think about your daily activities, like what is actually going to make you money in your business. And for me, I've always broken this down into 3 areas, and we've talked about this kind of briefly sometimes before, but I break it down every single time into brand building. So what's going to build my brand and help me get more traffic? So what's going to help me get more people into my Facebook group? What's going to help me build my list, get more people onto my list? What's going to help me build my credibility? What's going to help me impact more people with my message, etc., etc. Okay, so brand building is a really important thing for me. The second really important thing for me is money making. Okay, so what money making activities am I doing in my business every single day? Now, for me, I tell everybody to sell once per day. You should be selling once per day, at least, in order to make the financial goals that you want. Now, that can sound really, really, really scary at first. It can be really daunting to think, oh gosh, selling once a day, will people think I'm spammy, or will people think I'm pushy? But actually, you can sell in so many different ways. You can, do it via your list. You can do it on a blog. You can do it through a live stream. That actually people aren't going to be seeing the same offer every day from you, so you don't need to worry about it. But you do need to be focusing on those money-making activities. So for me, could be selling once a day, could be my money-making activity. It could be launching a new program. It could be something like advertising discovery calls, could be a money-making activity for me. It could be doing discovery calls. It could be taking part in or organising some kind of summit where there's going to be a sale. Anything like that, I would class as a money-making activity. You need to have money-making activities. You need to do at least one every single day. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to make money, right? And then the final one is a learning and development activity. And that's really important, because ultimately we have to A, master our own craft, and B, master our business. Now, at the moment, I'm focusing pretty heavily on personal development because I love it. But for me, that might look very different to somebody else's look at personal development. Over the last year, I've invested pretty heavily in both time and money into learning more sales techniques and doing more sales certifications and things like that. And right now I'm like, okay, that's great. I've learned all that stuff. Where do I want to focus right now? And it's on personal development. Okay. So I want you to schedule in one learning and development activity every day. Whether that's waking up and, doing the miracle morning routine, whether it's going to bed and reading a professional development book or a personal development book, whether it's, thinking about something, if you're taking part actually in a course, actually completing the course, or doing an activity from the course, or Q&A, or whatever it is. But every single day you should be doing one thing that increases your brand and your brand visibility. You should be doing one money-making activity and one learning and development activity as a minimum, right? That's as a minimum. There are days when I will do 5 money making activities and only 1 learning and development activity. So it's completely mix and match. You can do it however you like. I'm not saying you have to, schedule in Monday at 9 a.m. to read a specific book, but you need to be really thinking about these things, because ultimately, if you don't build your brand, you're not going to have enough traffic to sell to. If you don't do or complete a money-making activity every day, you're not going to make sales. And if you don't learn and develop consistently, you're going to be the person that stagnates. And as Tony Robbins says, if you stagnate, basically you stop, like you die. He means it in terms of a growth perspective, but it's the same for your business. If you become stagnant, or if you become stale in your business and your business knowledge, and you don't grow and you don't learn and develop, then you stop, because there's nothing pushing you forward. Okay, is that making sense to everybody? Is everyone happy with that so far? I'm like looking at my notes over here. Okay. Covered that. Okay, is everyone happy with that so far? Let me know, or hit me up if you've missed anything there. Okay, so in terms of scheduling them for success, where does that really come in? Well, for me, what that means is, using this, you can schedule as much or as little as you like. So for example, if you decide that you want to work with clients Monday and Tuesday, then actually that gives you 2 days of working in your business, i.e. delivering to clients, doing the stuff that you need to be doing inside your business. But it also gives you 3 days of working on your business, which means that you've got 3 whole days to look at how your marketing is going, or how you're strategically planning your sales, or what you're doing in terms of social media, etc., paperwork, bookkeeping, all that kind of stuff. But, it means that it is all scheduled in for the week. So at the beginning of the week, on a Monday, I'd probably advise that you sit down, you look at the tasks that you're going to be doing in that week, and you think, okay, what am I going to be doing this week that's going to build my brand? Is it that I want to submit an article to a specific blog? Is it that I want to, be part of Telesummit? Is it that I want to pitch to podcasts or Facebook Lives or whatever? And then you look at, okay, what are my money-making activities going to be this week? What am I launching? What am I going to be selling actively every day? What do I need to be doing in terms of how I'm going to be selling them? Am I selling them through my email list? Am I selling them on my live streams? Am I selling them on my blog? Am I selling them on a summit? Like, where and what am I selling? And then you need to be looking at, okay, what kind of learning and development activities am I planning this week? So for me, for example, this week, I am finishing off the book Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. Like, that's something that for me this week, I've read like 400 pages, I've got 200 left. I'll finish that tonight, and I'm like, okay, cool, that was my learning and development activity this week, is to look at how I can learn to invest my money safely and where I can be putting it. So, it's those kinds of things. Is that all making sense for everybody? Is everyone happy with that? Is everyone excited about the fact that at no point yet has there been a Google Calendar? Because I'm excited. I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be epic, and everyone's going to be completely wowed by the fact that the girl who loves Google Calendars is not bringing out a Google Calendar. So those are the things you need to have in order to schedule your business for success. However you plan it out is up to you. Now, I'm somebody who likes to have my Google Calendar. Perfect. I'm really pleased, Holly. I'm somebody who likes to have my Google Calendar color-coded, and I have specific time blocks blocked off, because actually my brain works better that way, and because I find that I lose less time. I'm actually more productive. I give myself 2 hours, 2-hour blocks at a time. So for me, I would, if I was going to sit down and write a blog, I would give myself 2 hours, and if I wrote a blog in like 30 minutes, I would sit there for the full 2 hours and I'd write 3 more blogs. I wouldn't just kind of walk away and be like, okay, cool, I'll go and do something else. The reason for that is that your brain actually can't take it. It's something called context switching. And all that means is that every time you switch from task to task, it actually takes your brain 30 minutes to catch up with you. So even though you're like, okay, well, I'm going to spend an hour on reading this book, and then an hour writing my blog, and an hour doing my email automation, you're actually spending half an hour on each, because your brain is like, whoa, I'm still reading the book, I'm still catching up with the email automation, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Rebecca, I have my colour-coded Google Calendar. I love them. So you need to be really realistic about those days that you're not delivering to clients in your business. You need to be thinking, okay, well, how long am I assigning to each task? You know, and when is my money-making activity taking place, and what am I doing in these kinds of scenarios, right? If you're not a Google colour-coded calendar person, that was an awful lot of C's. If you're not one of those people, that's absolutely fine. You can have something as simple, and I know that lots of people are like, oh no, to-do lists, but you could have something as simple as a to-do list every day that just gives you those tasks that you need to complete, you know, and ideally, you know, put them on your phone as a reminder or something like that, so it flashes up and so you actually have to swipe it off so you know you've done it. But have something like a to-do list, or, you know, alarms or things to remind you what to be doing, so you can actually spend your time productively. Yeah? Are there any questions on this? Has anybody got any questions? Everyone's very quiet on this live stream today. I don't know whether we're all kind of getting back into New Year. I'm like, Christmas, everyone was like, yeah. And in the New Year, we've all been a bit quiet so far. How are we all feeling? Any questions? If you've got questions, please let me know. That is what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to help with. So if you've got questions, just shout. I'm getting lots of love from Jennifer. Thank you. I'm like, thanks. I do love me some Jen Hall love. Okay, epic. If you've got questions, guys, please make sure that you flag them up. Lorraine's cooking risotto. Okay, there we go. That's why we haven't had some hilarious comedy from Lorraine yet. I'm still waiting, Lorraine. I want New Year. I want like 2017 Lorraine humour. I haven't even had a meme yet. Nicola, we'll have to catch the replay. Minor family emergency. I hope everything's okay, love. I really do hope everything's okay. Let us know. But yeah, so that is scheduling for success for 2017. Now, if you are somebody who is like, oh my goodness, Jess, that's a lot of stuff that I have to remember, do not worry, because I do actually have a free PDF called the top daily activities, or the top 5. I'll actually find out. Here we go. The top 5 daily activities that you must do to make money in your business. So if you haven't downloaded that yet, let me know in the comments and I will make sure you get the link so you can go off and download that. And that will walk you through exactly what I do every single day with the money-making activities and with brand building activities and learning development, that kind of stuff. So if you haven't got a copy of that, hit me up in the comments, let me know, and I will get you the link. And if you have got a copy of that and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that pink and teal PDF that Jess gave us before Christmas, make sure you dig it out and you have a little look at that, because honestly, I was having some severe holiday, like, oh, I wish I was back on holiday. Not because I don't love what I do, because I do, but because I was just like, oh, I wish I was still able to sleep in until 10 and to just eat chocolate all day. And this daily activities thing really, really helped me get back into the flow. So, Nicola, we're fine, just some decisions in the greater family life. Good. Okay, let me know how you get on. If there's anything we can do to support you, let me know. Holly, I've not. Okay, no problem, Holly. I will get you the link for that so you can go and grab a copy. Lorraine, I'm on top form today, so much energy, but you haven't given me the opportunity to make a witty comment. Although there was a great freeze screen at one point. Good. Please tell me you've screenshotted it. I think Rayo got one of me earlier, which was, my face was just like all over to one side. Humiliating and hilarious. Also, massive congratulations to Lorraine. I've been doing some bits and bobs this afternoon. I've literally just seen that Lorraine got two clients today. So, whip, whip, whip. 2017, rocking that straight out of the park. Amazing. But yeah, so if you guys have questions, any questions at all on scheduling for success, on the money-making activities, brand building activities, whatever it is that you need to be doing in 2017, please let me know in the comments. I'll be around for a couple of hours just answering some questions and things like that. Otherwise, I will pop the link in for the top 5 daily activities that you need to be doing. in your business to make some money. In the comments here, and Holly, I'll tag you so that you've got a copy of that. And what was the other thing I was going to say? No, that was pretty much it. Oh, no, actually that wasn't it. That was a huge lie. I'm going to be back on Monday with a live stream for you. So I will see you on Monday. Bye.